sit-in. David, Joseph, Franklin, and Easel got their names in the paper. The next day, February 2nd, 1960, more students showed up at the lunch counter. So now it's just not the boys. There's also, yep, now women are being involved. Sitting still for what was right. No reservations needed at Woolworths. The students seated themselves. They were dressed in their best clothes. They were polite and determined. So why do you think they were just not, arguing and being like aggressive and saying, "I want my food" and everything? Lily?
Because
It was a peaceful protest. Yeah. They're just sitting in.
that's what it's called, peaceful sitting.
A peaceful sit-in. No guests were for the waitress. The young people knew the menu by heart. They ordered, no food came. So they sat in silence and waited and wanted. A donut and coffee with cream on the side. The waitress reminded them, whites only. But those kids wouldn't budge. They didn't move. Until they were served, they refused. All they wanted was some food, a donut and coffee with cream on the side. So just telling the waitress they were hungry, they wanted their food. To pass the time, the students read their school books. They wrote in their journals. They finished their homework. They didn't need to read the menu, so they studied for tomorrow's test. So while they were just waiting, they did their schoolwork. What had started in Greensboro spread faster than a grease fire. There were lunch counter protests in Hampton, Virginia, Nashville, Tennessee, Montgomery, Alabama, Atlanta, Georgia, and many other southern towns. If lunch counters could go from whites only to all welcome, if segregation could turn into integration, if black people and white people could break bread together, everyone would pass the test. Everybody would score high, A+ with that coffee and cream on the side. So just those four boys started all of this. Like, you said what? There's a lot of people, and this was just, they spread it to different towns and different states, different cities. But many folks were not motivated to make that grade. As the sit-ins grew, angry people gave the students a big dose of hatred, served up hot and heaping, coffee poured down their backs, milkshakes flung in their faces, pepper thrown in their eyes, ketchup not on the fries, but dumped on their heads. They yelled at the students, "We don't serve your kind. Go home. Goodbye." Why do you think people were so mean to them? Overly. Daniela? So whites were still coming in. These were the white people that were doing all those aggressive things.
Yeah, but they and seriously.
It's just the coloring of the illustrators. Yeah, it's just the way the illustrators. Yes, Amy?
I bet that only whites can just be done with something.
Oh, so you think they just came just to be mean? Let's see. The students wanted to lash out, but couldn't. They wanted to strike back, but didn't. Sitting still was so hard. Practicing peace while others showed hatred was tougher than any school test. So they just let people do that. They didn't want to. They wanted to fight back, but they just said, "I'm not going to fight back." Yes. That's what they wanted to do. But they knew that doing that would get them arrested and in trouble. So it would just destroy the whole point of the peaceful sit-in. Yes, Kedrick?
So So you had to sit there patiently and quietly and wait fearful and just let them keep touching you and hitting on you and screaming on you. I'm talking about like pouring stuff on your head, stuff like that.
So pretty much, they went in there trying to just make a statement. It wasn't really just trying to get food. That wasn't the whole thing. The whole thing was that for them to go in and say, we could be served together with whites and blacks, you know? Just because our skin color is different, we don't need to be mixed. You know? Now there were news cameras filming the sit-ins, and viewers at home watching it all on TV. The students were more determined than ever to show the world the true meaning of peace. So they sat in silence, with hearts full of hope, with Dr. King's dream true and close. These were the words that kept them going. We must meet violence with nonviolence. So when people are being violent, you don't fight back. The students sat proud and still and waited and wanted a donut and coffee with cream on the side. Soon the sit-ins grew bigger and wider. White students joined their black friends to protest the unfair treatment by restaurant owners who would not serve food to the black patrons. They also opposed segregated libraries, buses, parks, and pools. So now there's more people growing, the media's covering it, and now it's not just blacks who are sitting in it, it's whites and blacks.
So the whites joined the black.
Slowly, those who were against segregation, because not all white people were like, yes, segregation. No, there were some that just didn't like the idea of segregation. They believed that they should be mixed together. With so many students gathered, people got scared. There would be fighting. They were afraid of all those young. Even though the students were committed to peace, the police now took action. They accused the students of loafing.
What's low?
Just like taking places, like being in a place where they shouldn't be, pretty much. They arrested them. They took them to jail. The students didn't resist. They didn't fight. Instead, they sang freedom songs to keep the peace. They held Dr. King's words steady and close. Demonstrate calm dignity. So they were eventually arrested. At first they weren't, but eventually because it was so big and so many people were starting to come in, they had to do something. Just arrest them for just being here. Soon folks were so busy arguing about who was right and who was wrong that they stopped going to Woolworths and other segregated places. Some shops were forced to integrate to keep their business alive, but the struggle was far from over. In April, an activist named Ella Baker organized a student leadership conference at Shaw University in North Carolina to help the young demonstrators. With Ella, the students formed the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, CNCC. Inspired by Dr. King, they came up with the powerful words of their own. These are the words that become the SNCC slogan. We are all leaders. When President John F. Kennedy got a taste of SNCC's integration, he didn't sit in, he stepped in. On June 11, 1963, the president went on TV. He urged Americans to treat each other fairly. So the president, John F. Kennedy, was for integration. He's like, that's not fair. He was a big advocate for civil rights also. He then told Congress to take action against segregation. This became the Civil Rights Act of 1964. On July 2nd, 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson made the act a law. It banned segregation in public schools. The hard work and courage of those brave students paid off. They had taken a bite out of segregation. Now it was time to savor equality. Now they were ready for a big sip of freedom. Their order was simple: a double dose of peace with nonviolence on top. Hold the hate, leave off the injustice. So it eventually became against the law to have segregated stuff. No, that is Lyndon B. Johnson, the president.
Kitty guy.
So yeah. And oh, integration tasted so good. Those courageous young people enjoyed every bit. They came back to Woolworths for seconds and thirds and for many helpers after them. When the sit-ins were all done, the students left a big tip, a donut and coffee with cream on the side. It's not about food, it's about pride. These were the words that filled them up. So now that restaurant that wouldn't provide them service eventually let them in and let to make sure that nothing gets crazy or segregated. Because it was against the law to have segregated stuff. But if you notice, there's also a bus. So it wasn't just like the restaurants that were being desegregated. It was also the bus. Same thing. They eventually started integrating everything. It was against the law to have those like desegregated. Now the students have the right recipe for integration. The steps were easy to follow. 1. Start with love. 2. Add conviction. 3. Season with hope. 4. Extra faith to flavor. 5. Mix black people with white people. 6. Let unity stand. 8. Sprinkle with dignity. 9. Bake until golden. And 10. Serve immediately. Makes enough for all. After weeks of sitting, when their backsides ached, after months of being still, when their feet fell asleep, after years of praying for laws to change, when they were so hungry for equality, the young people finally got what they ordered. It was worth the wait. It was served to them exactly how they wanted it. Well done. But this is actually based on a true story. And these are actually the 4 boys right here. Well, hold on guys. Take a seat so everyone can see. Not everyone's going to be able to see. I'll show you. This is actually... Hold on guys. Sit down.
Sit down. Sorry.
These are all boys. It says from left to right is Joseph, Franklin, William, and Clarence. So they changed some of their names, but these are the 4 boys who helped start this whole movement of sit-ins. So Donald asked a question earlier at the beginning. How do they stand up when they're sitting in? How do you guys think they stood up by sitting in? Jaden.
Because they had did a peaceful protest and they stood up for themselves by just sitting down and making history.
That's pretty much it. They stood up against what was wrong by sitting in, by taking a seat.